Wanted to show you a quick video on the electric. Obviously, this is not how we're going to end up, but I wanted to test everything, so I ran the 30 amp in. Really, it's just regular world headquarters 110, but we have put a dog bone on it, put it on our 30 amp cord, and then put the inlet, the 30 amp service in here temporarily on our electrical box. We got 4 breakers on this deal. We've really had to separate a lot of things. Our customer has some very definite plans of what they're going to do. Now, everything that is yellow or gray going to our 30 amp service, because you got to use a number 10 wire coming in and coming out. But the yellow is 12.2 and it's Romex, and that's going to all of our 30 amp 110 service. So we've got one that runs out here. Tell you kind of how I separate them. You might find this interesting, maybe you won't. So this one runs out the front, and then it breaks off. Well, it kind of breaks off in this box back here. We've got a little junction right there. But this one comes all the way over here, and it'll go under here. And once I put that's great camera work. Aren't you glad you stopped by? But anyway, on the front of the camper, on the outside, on the door side, there will be an outlet. Maybe they could run their string of lights or whatever they want to do. That's none of my business what they do. But then when that one runs this way, the other one that breaks off in the junction runs all the way up here. Then we run an outlet so that when they're using the front of the camper, they've got something that they can do. And it runs this original light that we cleaned up, 1960s model. You know, it's what, you know, it's what was in the camper. This is what all the Shastas came with. It's beautiful. Look at it. Okay. So that's on one run. Now, that's on breaker number 4, actually. Then we've got breakers 1, 2, and 3 over here. And breaker 1 runs underneath where the stove is going to go. And it comes up here. And I know this looks familiar, you know. That's where the AC's going. So I have put the outlet on the other side of the AC because I can run the AC cord over here and plug in over here. And if they had something that they just really needed, they could access that some form or fashion. It'll be okay. And then we run over to one more outlet just right here by the beds. Even if they're running their AC, they're probably just going to be plugging in their phones or just something to charge while they're sleeping. It's not going to draw a whole lot of power. We'll be just fine there. So that's run number 1. And back there, run number 2 will come out here. And there you can see it going out. It's going to go out right there. And it's going to climb up this wall and come in right here. And we've got an outlet right there. So, you know, because the stove is going to be over here. Right here is going to be our countertop. So you want to have something to plug in. And then it also goes out from the outlet, up through the ceiling, over and down to our other light. You know, we got so lucky with these lights. They are just fine. They look new, but they're 1960. So, I mean, they're great. They are great for this camper. So that's run number 2. Run number 3 comes out, keeps following everything around, except it goes underneath, around the wheel well, underneath the bed, up around the top so it doesn't get hung up on everything. Hey, what did I tell you? Look at him. It's so cold here. He's living the dog's life. And it comes around here and down, and then it comes back up here in the closet. Remember, let me back up and show you the closet. We've got the closet in here. The lighting is just terrible. I know it. So it comes in here, And as it comes up into this outlet. But you say, hey Rob, wait a minute. You're running an icebox. Icebox does not take electric. You're right. But the customer did have a concern that if in the future, either they wanted to upgrade or maybe they sold this camper and they want to have Rob the Rebuilder build them a new one, somebody might want to put in a refrigerator. So we did that. And this is the closet anyway, closet space. So if they had something, they could, whatever. And then we run over here and we ran a junction box for this light. I guess I should have turned that breaker on because I want you to see this light. This light is spectacular. Look at that. Okay, this is original. This is original. And I think they had it over here on this wall. I didn't like it over there. I like it right here. It makes sense right there. It collects all of the light right here and then pushes it out over here. I think that's a better spot for it. So that is our 30 amp service. Now look at this. You've seen us do this before with Debbie from Illinois on her Scotty. We use the same gel battery, 100 amp hours. That'll do the trick. And so anything you see coming out of here is either these black wires or these red and green. Red is the hot wire, the green is the ground. It goes out right here. And it has to come all the way up to our top solar. They're not paying me anything. They ought to, because I really like them. So the solar comes directly in here. Right out from the solar panel. Comes directly in here. And it runs it over to the battery. Oh, let me get you some better camera work. Glad you stopped by. And so the battery gets its charge from the solar. And then it runs it right back down. You can see those black cables. And that charges, it's a trickle charge. It charges the battery. I've been playing with it for the last couple of days and it has kept it charged. And then we don't have the solar hooked up right now because it's cold out and I don't want to open the garage door or the shop door. So then the battery will in turn go over and power the load. The load is everything that is running off of 12 volt. So that comes back down and goes out to our different runs. So you can see one is running right out next to our 30 amp service. No, it doesn't. It runs down here. Oh, great job. It runs down right here and it is running a 12 volt carbon monoxide tester. Because we've got a gas stove in here, what the customer wanted. We found one online. We hooked it up. So, oh, I did make a mistake. I was right. This goes out, up, over the top to power our 12 volt light and our fantastic fan. These fantastic roof vent, I guess is what they're called. It's got 3 speeds, pulling it in, pulling it out. It's just a great fan. These things really do the trick. And our customer's going to be in a spot where they need them. So they've got that. And then we break off from up here and we come over here to our globe. This is the original globe, the gas globe. And we made it into LED. You can kind of see it's a brand new style of LED light. It puts out a fair amount of light. It's really nice. So for right now, that's our electric. Oh, I forgot to tell you one. There's going to be another outlet behind the closet here on the back near the baggage door. And that's why I left that kinked up there. We're going to have to run an outlet out back in case they want to cook out there or do something on the back away from the front. So that was the other piece I forgot to tell you. And there's our solar panel. Obviously it doesn't stay in here. It'll go out front of the camper. It'll follow the sun. It's a little bit bigger than the one Debbie had. and it does the trick. All right, that is electrical with Curly.